Hello and welcome back for more Penny Dreadful content. Today I'm going to be taking the Historic Bloom deck through a league. I recorded a deck video with it a couple days ago. Then I didn't have time to record matches, but now I do have some time. I saw there was some interest in the deck. I saw some people playing it on the Penny Dreadful website with various levels of success. And I figured let's just run it through a league, show you how I play it. Hopefully we'll get some fun games. I did make a couple of changes. I added another Keswick-Wolfrun. It's a great card to vow into, makes a lot of your other creatures that might not be that threatening a big threat. I added Gideon Jura just as an anti-aggro card. You can Kamal's Druidic Vow, hit this, plus it. Your opponent has to attack it, so you won't die that turn, most likely at least. And then the turn afterwards, hopefully you'll have generated so much mana that you can push your advantage and win the game. Then the last card I added was Tolsimir, 3/4. Pumps both green and white creatures, and you can tap it to make a 4/4 wolf. That synergizes with Kiora because you can draw a card. You can untap Tolsimir, make another wolf, and draw another card. The wolf will die because it's legendary, but still you draw a card, so that's always good. And it also synergizes with the other Tolsimir because it lets you fight and gain life whenever you make a wolf token. Then over to the sideboard, I just went up one copy of Urza's Ruinous Blast, so I have the fourth one in the sideboard. I think this card is amazing against so many decks and against a lot of matchups. I want to cast one every game, and having the fourth one makes that more consistent. Then the other changes, we added the fifth Graveyard Hate Piece, just because the Graveyard decks aren't great matchups, and this just gives you another tool to fight them. So let's take this through a league, see if we can get some big vows and put a lot of legends into play and beat our opponents that way. Let's go on to round one. All right, here for our first round, we are on the play. See what we get. We do have Summer Bloom. Let's try this. It's definitely not great. Forest, Island, Selesnya Sanctuary. That is kind of perfect. So Summer Bloom, Selesnya Sanctuary. Turn a forest, and play a Crumbling Vestige. Make a green, but we can't spend it. And then next turn we get to go Kiora Selvala. And then maybe this Urza's Ruinous Blast is good. I don't think it necessarily will be, looking at the double island draw of our opponent. Let's see if we can resolve this Kiora. I don't mind drawing a Gruul Turf. Let's try and resolve this. It does resolve, so untap the Selesnya Sanctuary, play Selvala. Gruul Turf. Okay, everything seems to be resolving. Let's see what they're up to. Fairy Vandal. Okay, so some sort of Delver tempo deck. Gataxian Probe. So they get to see our blast. Their Vandal grows. Curious who they attack, if they go after the Kiora or us. They decide to go after Kiora. Alright, so they left open mana. So I kind of want to play around Mana Leak. I can't play around Deprive, but I would hate to see my thing get Mana Leaked. To do that, we play this Crumbling Vestige. Make a white, and then if we tap Selvala, they have another chance of drawing a counter. Selvala could make mana, but she could also miss. So I think I don't want to take the risk, and I probably want to be able to untap Selvala with Kiora and draw that extra card this turn. So let's just make the mana. Okay, so we did get extra mana from this. Kind of also want to try and play this Garruk. Or did they reveal Ponder? Okay, let's untap Selvala, and then let's play Garruk. So tap this. And tap 2 lands. And I kind of just want to get this thing off our backs. They decide to Vapor Snack their creature. Okay, tap Selvala, draw a card. Yep. Vivian's Arkbow is a nice one. You can also rebuy our Ruinous Blast, which I think I will do. Can then counter the Balagat recovery, so maybe I don't actually. But if they counter this, then they're not casting their Vandal, so I think that's fine too. Just want to be mana efficient against them. So that resolves 2. I think we're in a pretty good position. Obviously our opponent has 7 cards in their hand, but their cards that they're drawing are also Treasure Cruises, Ponders, stuff like that, which just draws them more cards. So if we already do that for them, then a lot of what they're doing is not that relevant. That's at least the theory behind it. Not sure how well that actually plays out, but so far I feel like we're doing fine. We also still have the Ruinous Blast, so they can't tap out too much or do too much. They always have to keep open a counter or risk losing their board to this blast. And with this Arkbow, we also have a way to always resolve things. So, well, put things into play. Curious who they attack this time. Is it Garruk or is it Kiora? It's Kiora. Okay, that makes sense. Gideon Jura. Gideon is a pretty good one. So I think I do want to try and resolve Gideon. So untap 2 target lands. Those 2, please. Gideon. Gideon resolves. I think I just killed their guy. They're vapor snagging it again so they can play it again. Okay, let's tap Selvala, draw a card. Lofty Denial. Alright, good thing we didn't tap our Selvala beforehand. We have a bunch of mana and we just dumped that into the Arc Bow. It's not like we're going to need this Summer Bloom. We have to look at the top 8 cards for a creature. See if we hit. We hit Shalai, Rasheen, and Reiki. I think we want Shalai. Shalai seems real good here. I'm not using Kiora just to have it around to be able to draw cards with. Oh, they're not even playing their Fairy Vandal. Not sure why. Sower of Temptation. Okay, so they can steal our Shalai. That's actually good. We don't have that many answers for it. Although I guess plussing with Gideon. Well, actually, no. We just Urza's Ruinous Blast. Never mind. And then maybe they have another. And that's what they're saying. Tolsimir. Let's just start off by getting back our Shalai. And that's enough for them to concede. On to sideboarding. Against them, I definitely want Rurik Thar. Rurik Thar seems great. I want the Oath of Chandras. I like Dovin. Balakat recovery is kind of slow. Rasheen is not that great. We can cut off Kamal's Druidic Vow. I like Arkbow. Tolsimir seems meh. Another Blast seems pretty good. Bow of Nylea seems good as well. Maybe cut a Selvala. Gideon was good that game, but maybe still good enough. Is there anything else we'd like to cut? Maybe Reiki. It's just too low impact. Summer Bloom is nice, but it's a lame top deck. Maybe cut this other Tolsimir as well, but it does fight. It's an answer to Sower, so I do like all of those things. Let's just cut a Summer Bloom and see what this does for us. All right, game 2. We have a pretty good hand. Turn 1 Grazer, turn 2 Summer Bloom. I don't think we can ask for much more. Grazer is also an excellent blocker against them. Mystic Sanctuary. Well, let's go Forest into Grazer. Grazer into a bounce land is one of the best openers you can have, obviously. Right? They are repping a counter spell, but I am still just going to play the Summer Bloom. If they want to counter it, that means that they're not putting any pressure on us. They're thinking about it, and they will counter. All right, that's fine. Play the Forest and just cycle. See that they're also onto 3 cards, so they must have mulliganed. Dovin is also very good against them, so I'd much rather resolve that. If I were to resolve a card, I'd be happier with it being Dovin. I don't want to run into another Lofty Denial, but if I play my Forest, then next turn I don't have a play. Still think this is the right call. If this Dovin resolves, it's great, especially if they're light on lands like they seem to be. At least we get another counter out of their hand otherwise. And Dovin resolves. All right, so I like our position then. I mean, our next play is kind of slow, but this will also slow them down quite a bit. And this Arboreal Grazer is a perfect blocker for the Fairy Vandal. And if they want to grow it, then most likely they won't be able to interact with whatever we're doing next. Curious Obsession. Sure. Now we can just stop their fairy from dealing damage. Let's just block. If they can grow it with like a Brainstorm, well, they can't cast Brainstorm actually. Okay, so let's play our land and just play Tolsimir. That was a pretty good draw there. They can't counter and we kill their dude. And that's enough for them to concede. All right, yeah, pretty unfortunate draw in that last game for our opponent. But we won the match and we're up 1-0. Let's go on to round 2. We're back for round 2. We won the die roll. Let's see our opener. We have ways to make a lot of mana, but we don't really have a payoff for it. I still feel like we keep this. Like their potential for something explosive is there, so I don't like mulling into the perfect combination of ramp and payoffs. And then if I have to choose between a hand with no ramp or no payoffs, I almost always take the hand with no payoff, just because you're set up to top deck well. If we're against aggro, I like this hand quite a bit, just because we have multiple grazers. So let's find out. Swamp. All right, no play. Another land. Arboreal Grazer. Put in the Gruul Turf, bouncing our Forest again, and they can go. If they have a hymn, then joke's on them. We don't actually have any good cards. Dark Ritual. This is like Reanimator. Gatekeeper of Malakir. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just sack our Grazer. Another land. Okay. There's a couple too many of those. Let's see what our opponent does. Vampire Nighthawk. That's fine. Explorer. That's something at least. Potential for something. Reiki. I do like Reiki, especially if we draw one legend, then maybe we can draw into some more action. Play our bounce. Bounce the Forest. Play the Forest. Say go. We're still not under too much pressure. Maybe like a Desecration Demon or something like that would change that. Forbidding Fruit. So they draw 2, lose 2, but they make a food. This is some mono black control mid-range deck. Dark Ritual, Timuret, and nothing else. So we just block the Gatekeeper with the Grazer, take our 2. Summer Bloom. Yeah, that's not what we wanted to draw. I mean, I said that I'm fine playing without a payoff, but I wished we'd drawn something by now. I think I keep the land in hand though, just because if we draw like an Arc Bow, we might want to discard this land to it. Luckily, our opponent isn't putting a ton of pressure on us, but that could change easily. 5 mana, Grey Merchant of Asphodel. That's draining us for 8. Yikes. If they have another Grey Merchant, then I think we're just dead next turn, so we do need to start finding something. Another forest. Well, I guess that was the risk of keeping this hand. The deck does play a lot of lands, but we also didn't find like a cycling land or something like that. Now we're in a position where we have to block with our Reiki, so I don't love that. And I also don't know what we could draw. Yeah, they gain a bunch of life, that's fine. I mean, Gideon, I guess, keeps us alive for another turn, but then what else does it do for us? Not that much. Maybe if we draw Gideon into Ruinous Blast, that could be good. Kiora. Kiora doesn't do it. 1 turn too late. Let's try this again. What do we want? I think we want the Urza's Ruinous Blast. I don't think I want the Tolsimir, just because they're likely to have pretty good removal for it. Machine maybe. Oath of Chandra is not bad. Take out a Selvala. Dovin is fine, but not great. Reiki can do without. Maybe this Recovery and just keep in a Rasheen. Tolsimir seems kind of good. Let's cut the other Recovery. Yep, let's just run this. Okay, that's a bunch of Urza's Ruinous Blast. We do have a Legend to be able to cast them. We don't have much ramp, but let's try it. With Kiora, we can blast on turn 4, and that seems like that might be good enough against this deck. Let's go Forest. Obviously, we don't want to see a duress, but we probably will. Yeah, I guess they take our Kiora, and then this hand becomes a lot worse, but that was the risk. So their plan should be around keeping a Legend off the board now. Selesnya Sanctuary. Let's just play our Boros Garrison, bounce our Forest, not give our opponent extra information, and I don't think we need double green next turn, so. And otherwise, we also have the Vestige, another duress, that's totally fine. I mean, unless they have 2 more duresses and they take all of our Ruinous Blasts, then I would be annoyed, but them taking 1 is not the end of the world. Kiora. No, Selesnya Sanctuary. Played our Forest. Say go. Our hand, once again, not developing great. They don't play anything. I like that. Another Selesnya Sanctuary. We need to stop drawing lands and find a Legend at some point. 4 mana for them. Desecration Demon. Yeah, that's a fast clock. Now the trick will be, can we find a Legend, stick it onto the board before the demon kills us? The 4th Urza's Ruinous Blast is not what we wanted to draw. This hand didn't develop very well. We'll take 6. Yep. What do they have? Like a Grey Merchant? Oh, they have nothing. Nothing is good for us. Kiora. We play the Kiora and immediately cast the Ruinous Blast. I think we can, right? Yeah. But maybe I miss... No, doesn't matter. Untap this. Play the Crumbling Vestige, make mana, and just Ruinous Blast this demon away. We have enough of those left in the tank, so... Okay, so what we want to draw now is just Kamal's Druidic Vow to really push ahead. We'd like them to deploy multiple threats in 1 turn, or a threat that we don't necessarily need to kill right away. Another demon would be kind of annoying because we're forced to spend our Ruinous Blast. Yeah, Gatekeeper is fine. Summer Bloom, that is not a good draw. Gonna play it, but... Play the Selesnya Sanctuary, bounce the Vestige, another Sanctuary, bounce the Forest, play the Forest. Let's just keep this in hand for potential Arc Bow again. Okay, what can they do? 7 mana. They have 3 cards in hand. Okay, so they draw 2. And hopefully they play some things. We can blast it away. I don't want to spend this blast on just a Gatekeeper. At some point I will have to, but I don't think we're at that point yet. Another Summer Bloom. Okay, well, not cast anything. I think we can wait 1 more turn. Our Kiora would go down to 2. She'd still stay alive, so we'd still be able to cast it. Some pretty poor draws again. Curious if they're smart to They just don't play any more stuff. What is this? Gray Merchant. Okay, so we at least get 2 things. We go down to 10. We draw another forest. So our draws have been absolutely abysmal. Ruinous Blast their stuff away and see if we can top deck something next turn. If they build another board, we can Ruinous Blast one more time. After that, that's it for Ruinous Blast. We don't have any more in the deck. I don't think we have the Balaket recoveries, so that's also not an option. Foreboding Fruit, yeah. I really just want to draw a Vow. I'll settle for an Arcbow, but Vow is what we want. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent draws a card. Okay. Oh, another forest. My god. So we can Ruinous Blast, but that's the last time we get to Ruinous Blast. This lets us draw a card, but essentially it also cuts off a draw step because I'm pretty sure they'll just attack us. We go down to 5 and then we can easily die to a messenger. So I think we do spend our last blast, play our forest, and now we really need to top deck something. Witch's Cottage, nothing to return. Did I just have a bunch of creature removal spells in hand? Another land, unbelievable. I mean, I know we play a lot of lands, but we cut 2 of them and still just drawing lands. I mean, they didn't put pressure on us, so we're lucky in that regard, but still no pressure, okay. At some point we will draw something, I imagine. Shalai. Well, I'm fairly certain that when I play this Shalai, it's immediately gonna get killed, but holding it doesn't seem all that much better. So let's just pass. Yeah, this just dies, I imagine. What else could they have in hand? Yep, Shalai's dead. Maybe we could have waited and then played it with another legend, hoping to be able to draw some cards. Duress. Okay, they take our Summer Bloom. Fine, it's annoying for if we draw an Arcbow, but at this point I'd just be very happy to draw that Arcbow. Wolfrun. Okay, Wolfrun is good if we can get a creature to stick. Their draw also hasn't been amazing. I haven't been able to find another threat. Timuret. Okay, Timuret can gain them a bunch of life. Kamal's Druidic Vow. There it is. I think we do just untap with Kiora, even though she's close to dying, but hitting 2 extra cards seems pretty relevant. And this is why you play the deck, to do this stuff. So let's hope to not just hit all lands again, but I doubt that's going to be the case if you play this for 15. It's almost half our deck. All right, Vivian's Arcbow, Tranquil Thicket, Tolsimir, Rasheen, Oath of Chandra, Mina and Dan, Keswick Wolfrun, Cruel Turf, Garruk, and some more lands. We want all of these things. We'll draw some cards, we get to fight, we get to shoot something. This all seems great. Make a green, think another green. Bounce the Tranquil Thicket so we get to draw another card. We even gain some life, and they scoop. All right. That was what we wanted to top deck all those turns, and we finally did. Okay, what else? Maybe Shalai is actually pretty good. It's like better than Minanden. I think I'm pretty happy with the rest. All right, let's see if we can get some better draws this time. Ooh, we have the Grazer, we have Kamal's Druidic Vow, we have Tolsimir. Yeah, this seems good. We can ramp pretty quickly, and then we have some payoffs, and one is even resistant to duress. Nice removal spell as well for like a hippie. This hand is developing nicely. Now we're actually looking for lands for a change. Ultimate price. I don't mind you ultimate pricing my Arboreal Grazer. I have another one of those and they're pretty expendable. Gideon. Gideon could be good. Not just yet. I hope this isn't the deck just showing the other side where it doesn't draw lands. We've done the all land draw. Now I'd like to keep a nice mix of lands and spells. Thank you very much. Gatekeeper, yeah, it was to be expected. I don't really want to shoot this Gatekeeper just yet. Kind of hoping to draw a forest so I can play Tolsimir. Cruel Turf. Well, let's just kill it then. Just use our mana. Bouncing. I guess the Wolfrun, if they have like a him, I'd rather have my double green available. We have the Tolsimir to kill another small creature. Vampire Nighthawk. Kind of annoying because our wolf does die to that, but whatever, that's fine. Another forest. Let's just play Tolsimir. Let's use this to fight that. Our creature will die, but that's okay. Play the Wolfrun, and then next turn, I guess I just Vow if our Tolsimir lives. Hopefully that Vow finds us some more land so we can play this Gideon. It's another Gatekeeper. Looks like it. It's unfortunate, so we can't Vow next turn. Oh no, Foreboding Fruit. I just want to get this Vow off, get some value, get some lands, develop, and then hopefully we'll find another one sooner. Timuret. Alright, that's fine. So we do get to cast our Vow. Let's just do that while we still can. It's only for 5, which is not amazing, but It does set us up for any future draws. Don't have double white yet for Gideon. I do think we attack with Tolsimir. We also just have a 3-4 and a 4-4 and a Wolfren. So we can just fight them fairly for now. We're also set up to draw Runa's Blast if they develop a board. Although Timur actually doesn't die, so Runa's Blast probably not that good. But if this is like a demon, Dark Ritual. Grey Merchant? Yep. And they're keeping mana up. Why otherwise would they Dark Ritual? Maybe just for the Timuret? Could be. Yeah, we play the forest and we just slam with both. If you want to do like a double block, we can pump to then have a removal spell. That's fine too. Okay, they do double block. I guess we order the Grey Merchant first. Let's just pump. So we have a 10 power trampler. Doesn't look like they have removal, so they have no board. We have a 4-4 with a Wolfren. Foreboding Fruit, yep. Hate to see a Gatekeeper. Fine with most underdraws, I guess. Alright, let's scoop it up. I don't think they're just dead there. They can just gain life and draw some more cards. I mean, what were we drawing? Yeah, nothing amazing for a while. So let's just go on to our round 3. We're back for our third round. We have this as our opener and we're on the draw. I think this hand is pretty good. We get to Summer Bloom and put in some lands. Hope to pick up another bounce land by that time. The second Summer Bloom is kind of bad. We have the Kiora, we have the Vow. I think this is a solid keep. Mishra's Factory, so that is probably Affinity. Yep, Signal Pest. Against Affinity, we're looking to find our Urza's Runa's Blast. Go Forest. So let's hope they don't have a super fast draw. Another Factory. Springleaf Drum. Are they just dumping their hand now? Frogmite. Okay, they have a bunch of power on the board. Arboreal Grazer. Yeah, I think we can fit that in with the Summer Bloom. So let's play the Vestige. Let's make a green with that. Let's play the Boros Garrison, returning the Vestige, and just play the Grazer, putting in the Vestige. So we didn't get to really use all of our land drops, but that's fine. We have a blocker at least. Although right now it doesn't really profitably block anything. What is this? 3 mana. Etched Champion. Okay. So they're kind of taking a turn off. I think we play this tapped, and then we just play Kiora. We kind of have to try and get this Kiora to survive so we can play this Vow next turn. Curious if they even go after the Kiora or if they just don't bother. We're not out of the woods yet. Nice thing with this Balagat recovery is that if we Vow into Urza's Runa's Blast and a bounce land, we can bounce the recovery, return the blast. Okay, so they're putting a ton of pressure on us now with the plating. Etched Champion. Yep. Do they kill the Kiora or do they just go after us? It would make it a lot of sense for them to just go after us, to be honest. No, they're scared of the Kiora. That is kind of annoying. Don't really want to block here, so let's just take it. Kiora did gain his 9 life, but let's just play this Cruel Turf, bounce our recovery, and return the Kiora. Then I don't think we play it. If we next turn play Kiora and then untap a land, we'll have... No, then we don't have double green, so I think we just play Kiora again. If they kill it again, that's fine. At least they're not killing us. But with us using this Balagat recovery to return Kiora, the likelihood of them deciding to kill Kiora is pretty high. Navigator Compass. So this is the blue-red affinity. I've tried this deck, but it always seems so greedy to me. Okay, so their hand's on the table. Still go after the Kiora. It makes sense, honestly. I mean, I think we're just dead here. Yeah, we are. There's nothing we can draw, really. We need a blast to get out of this, and we can't draw a blast and a legend to be able to cast it. We wouldn't have anyway. Alright, Affinity. We want the Oaths, want the Runa's Blasts. I like Tolsimir enough as well. Not this one. Rasheen can go, Mina can go, Raiki can go, and I guess Wolfren can go. I like most of the other things. Dovin is fine. It's a little awkward because the most scary thing is like plating and they can just move that around. Vivian's Arc Bow is maybe also not that great. Shalai is a big flyer, so let's put that in. They have some flying creatures. Yeah, let's try this. No lands. That's a mulligan. This is kind of slow, but I think it's okay for a mulligan. Let's keep. They kept. We bottomed the Summer Bloom. We don't have the lands to put in anyways. Tranquil Thicket. Go. Springleaf Drum. Okay. At least they don't have the Ornithopter to go with it. Slizna Sanctuary. Bounce the Thicket. Play the Thicket again. So next turn we can Kiora or Selvala. I think I want Selvala online first. Gingerbrute, plating. It's another reason to want to have Selvala online rather than Kiora, because they can quite easily kill that. Let's just play the Selvala. Kind of awkward to not make a land drop, but this can hopefully find us some lands and make us some mana. Card we want to draw most is Urza's Ruinous Blast, of course. Blue, Scissors. I think we just block the Scissors. Yeah, that's 10 power. Block. Balagad Recovery. Let's just tap this. We can explore and play our land. Play Kiora. Or did they draw? Etched Champion. It's annoying, but fine. Another plating for them. Play our Grazer. Don't have a land to put in. Let's play the Recovery. So we're under quite a bit of pressure to find a Ruinous Blast. But if we do, I like our position. As a backup, we have a Gideon. Etched Champion. Yep. Citadel comes in at Kiora. We block. Start with Selvala. Galvanic Blast. That's kind of scary. Just untap Selvala again. Draw another card. Wolf Run. No great hits. Yeah, let's just explore. We did not give ourselves outs to draw something for Gideon, so we might actually be dead now. But no, we can still play Kiora, a new one. Keep that. And we have 2 more land drops actually. So play this Keswick Wolf Run. Oh no, now we don't have double white. Okay, so we messed this up. Oh man. Sometimes this whole recording videos and also playing thing is quite hard. And that was definitely one of those scenarios. I think they can easily kill us now. Unless they're scared of, I don't know what, but cranial plating, that resolves, yep. Yeah, we could have just untapped Selvala and lived. Now they can kill us exactly. Yeah, and they can keep open mana for either a counter or a Galvanic Blast. That was kind of dumb, wasn't it? Yep, would we have gotten out of it? Doesn't look like we would. No, still dumb, but oh well. On to the next one. Alright, round 4. Let's see if we can make less dumb mistakes than we did on our last round and emerge victorious. This hand, I think this hand is pretty good. We can bottom the Summer Bloom and we have some ways to ramp with this Grazer and Explore and everything like that. So yeah, let's keep it. So let's start with the tapped Recovery. I guess we didn't even need to bottom. This was our first hand. Fire Drinker Satyr. Okay, red deck. And we definitely want this Arboreal Grazer. I just want to play this now so they can't easily play Stormblood Berserker. Even though we could have Summer Bloomed and put a bunch of lands in, I think just stopping the aggression and stopping the beats is better. I'm very scared of Price of Progress out of the red deck. I'm so scared of Price of Progress out of the red deck that I forgot to put in my land. I am really playing very sloppy right now. Apologies for that. I guess it doesn't actually end up costing us really because of the Summer Bloom, but obviously it wasn't the correct play. So next turn we get to Garruk and then untap 2 lands and vow again. Ideally we would have had 2 green bounce lands for that, but this is what it is. Carry Zev. Okay, so they're flooding the board. Get to hit us for 4. Let's just play the Garruk. So if we untap 2 lands, then we get to vow for not that much, honestly. So I guess we just make a beast. Hope they don't bother with the Garruk. And then we can hopefully vow next turn because we do need that legend on the board. This beast makes it a little harder for them. And if they kill the Garruk, they do need to send a bunch of attackers to it. Incinerate. Kill the beast. Okay. They're stuck on 2 lands, but the red deck is pretty scary when it's stuck on 2 lands because that means they have all gas left in the tank. They attack Garruk with 2. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We just block this one that's attacking us. Garruk dies. Cannot be helped. We explore Selvala. I like Selvala. Play this, and then hope to live and hope our Selvala survives. I probably won't block with it just because it can gain us a bunch of life also. And it's the way that we can actually play this vow. They can't easily kill it because it has 4 toughness, but it does mean we take a little bit more damage because we'll take, let's see, we'll take 9, but I have to do this. I cannot block and then risk them killing our Selvala. That's just way worse. Selvala can gain us the life that you would have otherwise gained by blocking, by tapping and making mana and gaining life. So they're all 1-drop. That is pretty scary, but ooh, that is a very nice draw. I think we do this over trying to vow into value. Although Garruk is also nice. So we just play the Garruk and then we Ruinous Blast and make a beast. It was a very nice draw with the day draw, a mountain. We're not out of the woods just yet, because if they have 2 3-point burn spells, they do kill us. But I doubt a Vow would have done much more against such a board. So that was a very good top deck. Let's see what they have now. Okay, they killed a beast. So I imagine we won't be dying, but our Garruk is. So they attack us with the Karizev and then the Garruk with the monkey. Yeah, so our Vow won't be quite as big, but we still have Selvala getting us life and making us mana. Stormkirk Knoll. Okay, we play the forest. Tap this. They find another Jackal pup. They can have that. I don't care. Just need to find some blockers, or Tolsimir would obviously be awesome. There's Tolsimir. Yeah, a bunch of lands and a Rasheen. This is not amazing, but we do have 2 bounce lands. So those will let us return the Balaget recoveries. And the Balaget recoveries can then get us both a Vow as well as an Urza's Ruinous Blast. I think we're in pretty good shape now. Turn a recovery, another recovery, Crumbling Vestige, and I guess a forest. And they can see. Alright, the timely top decked Urza's Ruinous Blast gets us there. For sideboarding, I like the Oath of Chandras. I don't like the Vivians. I like the Tolsimir. I don't like this bigger Tolsimir. Ruinous Blast seems fine. Shalai seems fine. Hareki seems kind of awful. Recovery is slow. Can cut a Wolf Run. I like Dovin. Maybe Dovin is not that good. Makes our burn spells more awkward, but the rest of the deck is pretty smooth. I think we can cut the Mina and then maybe the other recovery as well. We do go down on lands quite a bit. 26 is still healthy. Yeah, let's take out another Dovin. I think I like most of the rest. Let's try it. Okay, this hand is very bad. It only makes green mana. The cards are nice, but it doesn't actually do anything. Mulligan. Okay, I like this. I think we put back the Summer Bloom just because we don't have that many lands to make it all that valuable. We don't yet have a consistent green source, but let's keep it. I like having a Grazer as well. Spikefield Cave. Okay, so no 1-drop. But maybe that means Karizev. Well, there's our consistent green source. Grazer, putting in the bounce. Bounce a forest, and say go. So we have Tolsimir coming down on turn 4, or actually turn 3. Falcon Raft Gorger. Alright, another Spikefield Cave. Somewhat slow. Let's play this forest. Let's explore and play the other forest. I like our position. Our opponent isn't putting all that much pressure on us, and this Tolsimir will alleviate most of the immediate pressure they can put us under. Searing Spear or Grazer. That is fine. Grim Lavamancer. Yeah, this seems good. Let's play the Wolf Run and play Tolsimir. That's enough for them already. Yeah, they weren't able to go really fast and pressure us, and then once we get to this stage where we both like playing 1 or 2 spells a turn, our spells are just more powerful. On to the 5th and final match. Alright, our 5th match. Alright, here for the 5th and final match. This hand, we're on the draw. We have no idea what our opponent is playing, but this hand really doesn't do all that much. It's like turn 3 Kiora, turn 4 we're not even guaranteed Tolsimir, or maybe we are, but it seems a little too slow. Well, this isn't much better, but I do not like to mulligan to 5, so let's just keep it. Bottom is Shalai, because we can't cast it. Oh, we're actually on the play. Well, still don't think I would have kept that first hand, but ooh. We're playing against the mirror, then I would have kept that first hand in a heartbeat. Well, let's see how the mirror goes. Could also be something else, of course, but no, this looks like the mirror. Alright, they have to discard. They discard their Wolf Run. We can either play Kiora or Reiki, and I think I want to play Reiki, and then next turn we can go Garruk into Kiora and draw some cards. Because I think card advantage is pretty important in the mirror. And they have a second Wolf Run, so they're on my latest list. They also have Reiki. Okay, this truly is the mirror. So we play the Wolf Run. They can know we have it. That's fine. Then we play Garruk. Draw a card. Oh, Grazer is a nice draw. We untap 2 lands. We play Kiora to draw a card. Now we just hope to find a Vow. Then we use Kiora to untap this forest. Play the Grazer. Play a Grill Turf, bounce the land. So go, see if they can follow and also make this same sequence of plays. I hope not, because we are obviously advantaged right now. They just have Selvala or Boreal Grazer. Okay, putting in Cruel Turf, playing the Wolf Run again. I don't think there's many plays for a 3 mana with no green, but let's see. Oh, Dovin. Another Garruk. So we can't play Selvala because we don't have the white mana. We make a beast, tap a land, untap a land, play this one, and just wolf run it up. There's not much more that we could do. And then the question is, do we care about Dovin? Your answer is, I don't think we do. It's annoying, but I don't want to spend a bunch of time trying to kill it. Well, they decide to block anyways. Their mana is not as developed as ours, so that's good for us. Don't want to see a Garruk or a Kiora or something like that. If they just draw some more cards, that's fine. Shalai. Shalai is more annoying. It's just a big flyer, threaten our planeswalkers. Although I guess we have the Grazer to block with. They also have another Grazer. I hate playing mirrors, so maybe I should stop making videos so people don't play my list. Rasheen. Well, let's start off by playing Rasheen. There's this Ruinous Blast. Well, that is not a very good draw. I like Gideon, but we don't actually have the white mana for it. If we untap a land, we can make our beast threaten to kill their Shalai. What I actually like more is just untapping our Gruul Turf and playing another Garruk. Let's just draw a card, and it also lets us threaten a potential ultimate. Untap both Gruul Turfs, and then we play Arcbow. We cannot attack, but we can block their Shalai, and we have the Garruk to threaten ultimate. Well, I guess they can now trample over. Kind of knew about that, so. But if they attack and spend a bunch of mana trampling over, that's fine too. Then they're not doing other things. So it looks like a vow. So let's hope it's not too good. Maybe it's just a bunch of lands. Fingers crossed. Tolsimir would be very good for them. Gain life, make blockers, shoot our Grazer. They have their own Garruk. More stuff. They also have an Arcbow. They go after our Garruk, so we block. A white land would be awesome, because then we can play Gideon and then let them attack us with everything that they have, or attack the Gideon at least. Yeah, that's good. Play the Selesnya Sanctuary, return this, tap this. I think we just untap 2 lands to still have ultimate available. Tap this, untap this, and then we play our Gideon. We can't actually target them because of the Shalai. Nice going, nice going. Really not paying attention, but we get to kill their Shalai at least. That's something. Let's explore, play a land, and we kind of want to attack their Garruk. So let's start with doing that, because otherwise we get overrun. So we overrun. This puts their Garruk to 1. And then they just have Reiki left. And then next turn we can make them attack us with Gideon. Or make them attack Gideon. Kiora. And tap, make some mana. They have another vow, really? No, they're dumping it into the Arcbow. Leaving up 2 mana. See what they find. Arboreal Grazer. Yeah, that happens sometimes. The Arcbow is good because it can go really deep. But there's not that many great creatures to hit. So you really do need to go X's. Well, this was 8 and you still kind of miss. So I think we're in a good spot now. They untap some lands with Garruk. They Ruinous Blast to get rid of our tokens. Okay, makes sense. Otherwise they just die to Garruk. And then they dove in our Garruk, or our Gideon. We'll just start off with making them attack us next turn. I kind of want to use this Reiki to kill their Garruk, just to constrain their mana and make them unable to build any more tokens. We do need to put a bunch of mana in that, but that's fine. Let's attack their Garruk. They do not block. Just have to pump once. Garruk down. And then we can play Selvala as just another creature. We can make a beast. And then I think I just Summer Bloom. Oh, we need an extra mana for that. Or do we just... Well, no. Let's just Vivian's Arcbow, actually. It's only for 5, but I think we have enough cards in hand that we don't really care. Arboreal Grazer. That's fine. Put in the Tranquil Thicket. It's just an extra creature for the overrun next turn. We really don't want them to top deck a vow. Selvala. Alright. They're tapping a bunch of mana. Did they find another vow? Looks like it. Ah, come on. Just miss for once. That's annoying. I hate mirrors. No! Damn it. They found their Gideon. There was one card I didn't want to see. It was Gideon, because that makes us unable to kill them next turn. They found a Tolsimir also. It's unfortunate, and I hate mirrors so much, especially these grindy ones. And there's not that many trump cards for this mirror. Like drawing a vow, that's the biggest trump card you could have. What? They decide to only kill Reiki? Why? I don't understand that. I guess we can't kill them anyways, but they still have the Dovin. Did they not use it? Yeah, they have to attack Gideon. So we get to eat their Reiki for free. Still surprised they didn't plus their Gideon. Okay, what can we do? We can make a 6/6. And then we have, this will be 9 power, 14 power, 20 power, 23 power. And we have the Wolfrun as well. So I think this should be good enough. Make Gideon a dude. Overrun. And let's go attacking. Oh, they don't let us do that. They just scoop them up. All right. We won the first game of the mirror without having resolved the vow. So that's nice. Let's see if we can find some tech to beat the mirror. I think Shalai is pretty good as a big flyer. I like Rurik because if you're ahead on board and you find a Rurik, it can make it hard for them to catch up. Dovin is good if you can get it early. Oath of Chandra doesn't kill all that many things. Urza's Ruinous Blast is only good for mopping up tokens. Tolsimir, yeah, I think one Tolsimir is fine. Urza's Ruinous Blaster is bad. Kata Selvala. I actually like Bow of Nightly, I think, because it can be pretty grindy. And the bow giving Death Touch is quite relevant if you can give Trample. Like most of the other things. Maybe just cut a Dovin. Yeah, this seems good. Curious to see how my opponent boards. We have no lands that can actually stay in play, so let's mulligan. Okay, this hand seems pretty good. I think we put back, what exactly? Rasheen or Rurik? Let's put back Rasheen, because this hand can play a turn 3 Rurik, and that can be pretty hard to deal with. So let's make that our game plan. Opponent kept 7. Do they have the Grazer? Okay. Oh, we have a Grazer. Does that do much for us? Guess it's pretty much the same. Yeah, put in the Gruul Turf. We're still on the turn 3 Rurik plan. They don't have any acceleration. Let's play the forest, tap the forest, play this bounce, return the forest, play this, cycle, play this. Okay, next turn we get to play Rurik. Imagine they have like a Kiora then. Reiki. Reiki's good. Let's just play the Rurik. This puts a ton of pressure on them. And next turn we can play Kiora, even though, well, there's no next turn. They just concede to the Rurik. All right, we went 4-1. Nice. Let's go over to the recap, see how we would change his deck. But overall, I'm pretty happy. So we went 4-1. Pretty good result. To be fair, I first recorded a match and then found out that the recording was actually corrupted. So I had to record another one. We did lose that game. So I guess we could say we went 4-2. Still not a bad result. I still think this deck is a lot of fun to play. Against Affinity, you saw that we were just a little bit too slow, and to be fair, I also played very sloppily. Any changes that I would make to the deck? I'm still not sure if we really need 28 lands, because sometimes, like you saw against Mono Black, you kind of flood out. Tolsimir, we didn't really get to see it shine this league. We didn't get to see it at all, even, I think. I still like the card in theory, but I'm not sure if it's really what the deck wants. Sometimes you kind of resolve a vow and you don't immediately win, and that can be annoying. I've tried a black version of this deck as well, like green, white, black. And that didn't really do it for me either. I think Wolfrun is too important. As you saw in a lot of games, we just make a pile of mana and then have this Wolfrun hidden away somewhere and attack them with a big trampler. So I did like Gideon. I think Gideon is pretty good. A little awkward that he's double white. I think it's worth it just to be able to vow into that. The sideboard, I think the sideboard was fine. We didn't use all that many cards from it. But in general, I think this version of the deck is pretty solid. There's some things you can change here and there, but there's not major changes that I would make. So try it out for yourself, and hope you have fun with it, and I'll see you next time.